No. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to clean up our stuff real quick. Well, day one is in the books for the shelter-in-place order that's over the top of us here in the Bay Area. In our house, we learned today that one of our two kids is way better at cleaning up the house. Go watch that footage one more time of the cleanup and just see if you can tell which one of our two kids is the better worker. And then down in the comment section, just let us know how you spent the day today. If you're in the Bay Area and you're stuck at home, what'd you do today? If you're outside the Bay Area and you still have a little bit of freedom, going on with you, just tell us how it is that you're planning the coming days. I'm actually really interested to hear how this day has gone for you and how a lot of you guys are thinking about what's coming around the corner for you. We have tried to make the most of our time together in the house, but it's just one of those things. You can tell that the mental slog of our not quite quarantine, it's going to be hard by the end of this whole thing. We've barely had a day of shelter in place order. And yeah, right. It's going to be interesting. We'll just say that. We will definitely make it through, but I can tell you that at the end of this whole thing, we're just going to be excited to get out of the house and to just be around people again. You can tell that in some ways, these 3 weeks are going to be like an endurance race, right? We love one another, right? But by the end of it, it's going to feel like we're having to suffer through the quirks of the people that we live with. Really, Ashley's going to have to live with my quirks, okay? But in doing this, we will just develop new characteristics that are not common to the city that we live in San Francisco. Those characteristics are patience and perseverance. For a while now, I've been trying to put my finger on something that I think is unique to San Francisco. And recently, I've begun to think about it as the mobility of the city's residents as that thing. I know you can't paint with broad strokes when you talk about the citizenry of an entire city. But for the most part, the citizens of this city have the privilege of amazingly high levels of mobility. Now, what do I mean when I say this, right? It's kind of a common thing, I believe that it costs a lot of money to make it in San Francisco, to live in San Francisco. Everybody kind of knows that. And for the most part, if you're able to make it in San Francisco on your own, you can make it anywhere in the world. And that truth really opens up a lot of doors for the privileged citizens of this city. However, when you have the freedom financially to go anywhere in the world, it feels like that puts a limit on how long you will actually stay in San Francisco. The city's cool in a lot of ways, but it's also a very demanding city to live in. We literally live on top of each other. The general issues of any city, when you bring them into San Francisco, they're compounded by how tightly packed everybody lives in this city. And if I have the financial freedom to live anywhere in the world, well, at some point I'm going to go just to get away from the pressures of this city. I see it a lot in my own neighborhood. While there are some folks who have lived here for generations, most of the neighbors that we have here, we could put a timer on them that says 6 months to 2 years before they leave. That level of mobility coupled with maybe the naturally jaded approach that we have to new people in this neighborhood, at times prevents us from forming lasting bonds with new people as they move into the neighborhood. So in a strange way, this order to shelter in place is removing some of like that mobility as a barrier to friendships in our neighborhood. I mean, we're all stuck here. You know, we could look at it as a problem, or we could learn to pay attention to the moment and figure out how to make something beautiful out of something that seems so broken. All this moment needs in our time of forced solitude is that we learn how to reflect, to abide in what's been given to us, and to look at it as a gift rather than look at it through the lens of anxiety. There is more for us than the busyness of the city of San Francisco, right? There's more for us than the rat race of society. And this is like an opportunity for us to figure that out. Hey friends, I love you all. I miss you guys, man. Keep doing all the things that you're supposed to do, right? Keep washing your hands for 20 seconds. Keep practicing your, social distancing. But also, let's do a work of trying to figure out how this thing that's supposed to be separating us might actually bring us closer together. If you've heard anything that might be a good idea for how to connect with neighbors, if you've got an idea for how this might actually draw us closer together, go into the comment section down below and let's just talk through it, man. Let's have a conversation down there. Do me another favor. Hit subscribe, click that bell icon, make sure you're up to date. You're getting notifications whenever we're posting something new here, and just continue to be a part of the conversation that we're having. I love you guys. I miss you all. I hope I get a chance to see you guys soon. Okay. Talk to you soon.